Just ahead on CTV News. A county wife fighting for her husband's return speaks in front of Congress. Plus, President Trump announces a 90-day pause on some tariffs. And the county is making first steps in the Blue Line Corridor project.
It is a great honor to stand with you today as we mark a new chapter in the future of Largo.
This particular project is proof positive of what can happen when the county has a vision and actually acts on that vision.
Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for April 9th. I'm Mariah Jalad. Thanks for joining us. Well, efforts to bring back a wrongly deported Maryland man back to the States continue. He is 29-year-old Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen joined Abrego Garcia's wife Jennifer and elected officials at the Cannon Office Building in Washington. Van Hollen, along with 24 other U.S. senators, wrote a letter to Homeland Security and Immigration and Customs Enforcement, urging them to comply with the court order requiring the return of Abrego Garcia from the maximum security prison in El Salvador, where he was mistakenly taken to.
It's been 28 days since I lost on my husband. Since his children's hugged him, since his mother kissed him, since his brother has talked to him. Court ruled that indeed this should have never happened.
And we demand that Kilmar be returned home now. What has happened here should never happen in the United States of America.
Let me get this straight. The government admits that they made an error. The lawyer who comes into court agrees with that and acknowledges it, and we know that that was bothering the Trump administration because they punished him for having said the truth when he was in court. But then they go to the press conference room and engage in character assassination and lies. I think it's time for them to put up or shut up.
The U.S. Supreme Court recently put the case on pause after the Trump administration asked the justices to block Abrego Garcia's return, saying the administration doesn't have the authority to return him. And Maryland's legislative session may be over, but advocates are already mounting plans to revive their causes. Some issues like good cause evictions and bans on agreements between local police and immigration officials didn't end up in the final tally of bills heading to Governor Westmore's desk. Immigrant advocates say they'll come back next year to keep fighting for an end to 287G agreements.
The 287G provisions that would keep police officers, local and state police officers, from becoming deputized as ICE agents was stripped from the bill. It has been an extremely disappointing moment for immigrant families that the most impactful bill to impact our community, the Senate decided not to pass. The moment is here. What happened was the Senate did not meet the moment.
7 Maryland counties are currently entered into 287G agreements. Prince George's County Delegation Chair Nicole Williams was the sponsor for the bill in the House, and Jackson says she looks forward to working with Williams again in the next session. And Maryland senators joined some of their colleagues in demanding answers on the Trump administration's decision to revoke billions of dollars in funding to address public health threats. Senators Chris Van Hollen and Angela Alsobrooks signed onto a letter directed to Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. $12 billion had already been awarded to communities across the country before the administration canceled the funding. More than 20 states sued the administration, and a federal judge temporarily blocked HHS from cutting the grants. And President Trump announced today that there will be a 90-day pause on tariffs, except for China. A post on the president's Truth Social account, Trump stated he will be raising the tariff rate on China to 125% effective immediately. Now, this tariff war stems from President Trump's April 2nd, Liberation Day, reciprocal tariff announcement from the White House Rose Garden. We spoke with Prince George's County's District 2 Councilmember Wanika Fisher, who said this tariff battle with China and the rest of the world will, quote, lead to nowhere.
The current administration and their approach on tariffs is really going to kill our economy, our business owners. Here in Prince George's County, we have so many small businesses and small businesses that do a lot of trade of goods abroad. 40% of small businesses in Prince George's County are actually African owned and operated. We have so many businesses from the Latino community and just others, and just even American and Black American businesses that all do trade and do investment abroad. And to up costs like this and add inflation on top of that, people are going to be going out of business. It's going to be really, really tough, and I don't think it has anything to do with economic prosperity for Americans at all.
And the Chinese government has already put out statements saying they're ready to, quote, fight to the end if the United States continues to further escalate international trade relations. And another federal agency building in the district could be closing its doors. Reports show that the U.S. Department of Agriculture plans to shut down one of its 2 D.C. headquarters and lay off thousands of workers. The reports also indicate that the agency plans to relocate some of its employees to 3 hubs across the country. Now, USDA let go about 6,000 workers last February. And good news for some thousands of IRS workers who were let go by the Trump administration. Acting IRS Commissioner Melanie Krause has announced the agency will give the fired probationary workers the option to return to their jobs by April 14. The order covers some 7,000 workers who were recently fired. The agency says those who choose to return will soon be given instructions on obtaining an identity verification card, IT equipment, and workspace assignments. The order also allows for temporary telework for reinstated employees in cases where space is not available. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Mariah Jalad. Still to come, the Prince George's Fire Department recently donated gear to first responders in Liberia. After the break, find out how a council member pulled it off. Back in a moment.
Hi, I'm Monica McNutt, host, basketball analyst, and reporter at ESPN and MSG Networks covering the New York Knicks in New York.
Hi, I'm Janine Samuels. I'm an evening news anchor right here in Richmond, Virginia at WTBR CBS 6, and I'm also the in-game host for the Washington Commanders.
My name is Samantha Akinduro, and I am a content producer at NBC4 in Washington, D.C.
And I gotta be honest, I don't know if those things or that little statue would have been available to me if not for the opportunity that Prince George's Community Television gave me.
My journalism career actually started at CTV News in Prince George's County.
I have been a part of CTV News, the CTV News family, for many, many years. Goes way back to my senior year in high school at Suitland High School.
The skills, the knowledge, and the teaching that I was able to absorb at CTV News was invaluable in me being able to eventually go from being a freelancer to a full-time news anchor.
As a Prince George's County native, that was an incredible training ground for me to cover the community that I grew up in and get valuable reps that would help power me to the next step of my career.
CTV is able to focus on those local stories, the ones that impact Prince George's County and Montgomery County. We're able to really dig deep into the community and the lives of everyone that watches CTV News.
CTV is home to me.
It truly breaks my heart to hear that it may have to close its doors.
This is a valuable resource, not just for the people that go through as journalists, but also a valuable resource for the community.
I am here to offer my support to continue funding and supporting Prince George's County Community Television, CTV News.
I cannot reiterate enough how powerful that space was to help a little black girl like me from Prince George's County to go on and pursue my dreams and achieve them, honestly. I really, really hope the decision to close those doors is reconsidered, because Prince George's Community Television is an absolute asset to the community and to the people that are able to come through those doors to hone their craft. Thank you.
Well, construction on a new plaza is underway in the Blue Line corridor. This morning, current and former county leaders gathered at the Wayne K. Curry Administration Building to celebrate the groundbreaking of Civic Plaza. The project is part one of 5 signature Blue Line corridor projects funded by the state of Maryland. CTV News spoke to both the current and previous Prince George's County executives about the importance of beginning this project.
We're just thrilled that we're able to activate the Blue Line corridor. It was, of course, the vision of now Senator Alsor Brooks, and we're actually thrilled that she's able to join us here today.
All of these starts contribute significantly to the economy in our county, and of course it means also a boost for the region. It's historic in that this is the first time we've been able to get the funding from the Maryland Stadium Authority to jumpstart a project in this way. We're working also because we know that the private investment that's happened here has made this possible, but it's a wonderful start.
And these Blue Line corridor projects intend to serve and develop the communities at and around the Addison Road Seat Pleasant Station to Largo Town Center Station. And a Fort Washington man has been sentenced after fatally shooting his ex-girlfriend's friend. 26-year-old Armard Jefferson was found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of 20-year-old Kendall Brown. Back in August of 2021, Brown and 2 others went to Jefferson's apartment to pick up personal items one of them left behind after moving out. An argument broke out between the trio and Jefferson's girlfriend at the time, which led to the shooting. He was sentenced to 27 years in prison. And the Hyattsville drug dealer charged with the fentanyl overdose of a Chevy Chase teen is sentenced to 5 years in prison and 5 years probation. 26-year-old Cesar Alexander Lopez pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter for selling counterfeit Percocet laced with deadly amounts of fentanyl. 17-year-old Aiden Vinning was found unresponsive in his family's home back in October 2023. And a Bowie family left searching for answers after their son was found dead in the Bahamas over the weekend. 23-year-old Denari McAlmont was found dead on a beach near Nassau just hours after his family landed on the island. According to the McAlmont family, they believe their son was beaten to death. Bahamian authorities are awaiting official autopsy results before releasing any more information. The family is currently searching for an attorney experienced in international cases. And Prince George's County Council votes unanimously to ban all boats from being parked on county roads. Residents have long complained about parked or abandoned watercraft on county roadways. Councilmember Eric Olson sponsored the legislation after receiving complaints from constituents. Violators will be issued a warning advising them to remove the boat in 72 hours. After that, fines can go up to $500 for each subsequent violation.
This is a quality of life issue in our neighborhoods. We have, many neighborhoods where, there are boats that are just sitting out on the streets. It creates a safety hazard. People can't see around the boats. It creates a clutter issue, and we're trying to address those, those issues around safety and the cleanliness of the neighborhoods.
If you see a boat parked or abandoned on a county road, you can call 311. The bill goes into effect in 45 days. And multiple people displaced and a firefighter in the hospital after 2 house fires in Hyattsville on Tuesday. The first was at the 6700 block of Muncie Street around 3 p.m. Prince George's Fire and EMS responded to a single-family home showing signs of smoke from an outside-in fire. 1 firefighter was transported for evaluation, and 3 cats were removed from the home. The second fire was at Ingalls Avenue shortly before 7:30 p.m. This was a 2-story single-family home with another outside-in fire extending to the first floor. 3 adults and 4 kids were displaced. And the Prince George's Fire Department is donating some of its used gear to first responders in the West African country of Liberia. The personal protective equipment that will be given to Liberian first responders includes boots, helmets, coats, and pants. Officials say the gear has already been cleaned and is worth about $150,000. Councilmember Walla Blagay, who is Liberian American, worked with the county fire department to make this possible.
To see this distribution is quite a day. Liberia is in need, as I noted before. USAID, many of the programs that supported countries like Liberia and those of us here that wanted to do projects there to assist have been cut off. The funds have been cut off, but we will still do our part to donate for those in need.
This donation will go a long way in saving lives and properties that have been damaged as a result of being gutted by fire.
Officials say the gear will be taken to the Liberian Embassy in Washington, D.C. later today, and the equipment will then be shipped to Montserrado County in Liberia. And still to come on CTV News.
Coming up, we'll tell you how a husband and wife duo were able to build a hair care empire. Stay with us.
I came to CTV knowing almost nothing about the production side of media, but I've learned so much since being here in 2 months.
When I came to CTV, I knew this is the industry that I wanted to be in. This gave me an opportunity to be able to see a whole bunch of different fields of of my whole big field that I wanted to do.
CTV, it's very involved in the community. It's not just a TV station, it's a place where you can really learn.
I learned that I'm more capable than I think I am.
I feel like I'm able to put the skills I've been learning at school to test.
If I were to think of a word that sums up my experience at CTV, it would be amazing.
CTV is the perfect spot. There are a lot of people here who just want to see you succeed.
You're going to meet some great people, some lifelong friends, and some lifelong connections that can't do anything but benefit you.
If you want to find a place that will definitely 100% give you an opportunity and believe in you, then come to CTV, because CTV is here to help us.
You should think about the youth that are here. That's where people's lives start.
We are young people that we need the resources to grow and to learn more and better with our craft.
I really enjoy being here, and I wish I can do it again.
Hey matcha lovers, listen up. Japan is reporting signs of a shortage, which has tea houses in the U.S. bracing for impact. Demand for matcha drinks and snacks has surged in recent years, sparked by social media trends and possible health benefits. Despite matcha production tripling in Japan over the last decade, the supply has failed to keep up with the record high demand. And with the threat of international tariffs still looming, expect that matcha latte to hurt your wallet. And a dynamic husband and wife duo is taking a hair care brand to a whole new level. Mish is housed in Lanham and is looking to redefine the complexities of hair care. Our Michaela Newton takes a look inside their business.
All curls are beautiful, whether you have, there's so many hair types out there, type 3, type 4, straight naturals, transitioning, locks.
Mish Beauty, a hair care brand, was founded in 2016 to simplify hair care.
In 2012, I wanted to start my own hair care journey. I wanted to document my transformation, because my hair was very damaged with color, straightening it all the time, relaxers. My hair was really damaged, so I wanted to really show how I could get healthy hair. So I was excited about it, and I didn't know what to do. So I told my husband, Jonathan, I was like, they're asking about which products I use. They're asking about this conditioner. They want to buy it for me. What should we do? And he was like, we should start a hair care company.
Housed in Lanham, husband and wife Michelle and Jonathan Ballard spends time making sure the brand continues to succeed. This is their fulfillment center, where approximately 1,000 products like their gel to foam styling mousse are packaged a day.
Sometimes more if we have Mondays, right? So they're always more challenging because we have everything that came in Friday after we closed, Saturday, Sunday. So then, we'll try and get out somewhere closer to 1,500.
But with success comes challenges that the husband and wife duo have had to face since the beginning. And now with rising tariffs, more are expected to come.
I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of product on the water right now, and stuff is doubling in price.
Despite those challenges, Mish Beauty continues to defy the odds, gaining more customers and thousands of followers on social media.
I really think it's important to wear what you feel comfortable, but also know that you can embrace your natural curls and feel beautiful.
And in the future, they hope to partner with specialty retailers like Sephora and Ulta. Well, it's time for our pet of the week. Meet Spanky. He's an 8-month-old tan domestic short-hair kitten. He's been at the shelter since March 8th. Animal management says Spanky is looking for his perfect forever home.
Here we have Spanky. He's an 8-month-old domestic short-haired cat. He is currently available for adoption. He was surrendered due to the family having too many cats. He is a little on the shy side, so I would recommend like a more quiet home where he can get adjusted to a lot easier.
If you'd like to adopt Spanky or any of his furry friends, you can call Animal Management at 301-780-7200. And Simon Buggs is here with our Wednesday sports page.
Stay right there, sports fans, because coming right up, the Terps men and women's basketball teams shake up their roster. Find out who the newest players that are coming to College Park are right here on CTV Sports. Don't go anywhere.
We grew up together. We believed in something bigger than ourselves. The military took me to one side of the world and her to the other. And even though she was always the strong one, when we caught up years later, I found out she had fallen on some hard times. It was her call to make, but doing it together made all the difference.
When I see homeless vets on my route, I always think to myself, we both swore an oath to protect our way of life, to protect our community. With VA's hotline for homeless vets, I can get them connected with help to get them back on their feet again.
VA's round-the-clock hotline can put veterans who are homeless in touch with the resources and support they earned through their military service. You have the power to help a veteran facing homelessness. Go to va.gov/homeless to print your walled cards. For veterans who are homeless or on the brink of homelessness, call 877-424-3838.
Hey everyone, it's time for your Wednesday sports page. We begin with some football news as the NFL draft is just 2 weeks away. And one Terp that is looking to land on an NFL team is wide receiver Caden Prather. Prather is a big body wideout that can definitely provide some value at the professional level. Just like any other football player, the 22-year-old tries to model his game after the league's best. And the Montgomery County product touched on some receivers in the NFL that he looks up to.
I look at all the guys that are my size. You know, I'm not going to go watch Tyreek Hill highlights because, you know, it's not really realistic. But, you know, the George Pickens, the T. Higgins, the Nico Collins, just the big guys, you know. And, you know, everyone I just named, they're 6'4", but, you know, like I said, they also run routes like they're 5'10", 6 foot. And, you know, just their want for the ball. You know, like I said about Ty, when that ball's in the air, it's nobody's but theirs. So, you know, that's who I would like to model my game after.
Definitely not a bad group of guys to look up to, Caden. The NFL draft begins on April 24th. Meantime, Terps men's basketball coach Buzz Williams has earned his full transfer commit of the offseason, as former Northern Illinois and Kansas guard David Coit will be coming to play for the team. Coit balled out in his last season for the Huskies, averaging 21 points a game along with 3 boards and 3 dimes. But this past season for the Jayhawks, the 5'11 guard didn't receive much playing time, only starting in 3 of his 34 games played, and only averaged 5 points, 2 boards, and 1 assist a game. Meantime, the Terps women's basketball team has added some talent to their roster as well, signing 2 All-Big Ten honorees in guard Yarden Garzone and center Gracie Merkel. In her 3 seasons in Bloomington, Garzone averaged 12 points and 5 boards while shooting over 40% from behind the arc. The Israeli native was also the program's all-time leader in 3-pointers made with 220. And for the Lady Nittany Lions, Merkel put up almost 16 points and 9 boards a game this past season. The 6'6" center also led the Big Ten in field goal percentage at 60% and recorded 13 double-doubles. Looking forward to seeing what these two do in College Park in 2026. And wrapping up sports, the Baltimore Orioles fell to the Arizona Diamondbacks last night, 4-3. The two teams took the diamond again at 3:40. And the Washington Nationals are hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers again. The game began at 4:05. And that wraps up your Wednesday sports page. Simon Bugs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. Now let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, we'll be having some cloudy skies. Tomorrow, it's going to be 57 degrees and showers are likely after 5 p.m. Friday, it's going to be 56 degrees and we have a 90% chance of rain. Saturday, more rain's expected. We'll have a high of 53 and low of 43. And for our community calendar, tomorrow afternoon, the Bowie Senior Center is hosting a Memory Cafe. Memory Cafe is a welcoming and stigma-free space for those with mild cognitive impairment or early stages of Alzheimer's and their caregivers. This event takes place from 11 a.m. to noon. For more information, contact 301-809-2377. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
Hello, I'm Sandra F. Peaches, Executive Director of Prince George's Community Television. I'm reaching out today with an urgent message. CTV needs your help. The county's current proposed budget is about to silence your voice. The proposed budget presented to the County Council calls for the closing of PGCTV in the upcoming fiscal year. For more than 40 years, Prince George's Community Television has been your independent voice in the community, providing essential news related to county events, the people, and services. Most importantly, our volunteer public access producers create hundreds of hours of programming each year. The programming that tells the stories of people in Prince George's County. We connect residents to critical information, provide a voice for underrepresented communities, and help to foster a deeper sense of connection within the diverse communities residing in our county and state. We're known as a hub for career development, having provided invaluable internships and volunteer opportunities for hundreds of young people, helping them build futures in broadcasting and film. Our success stories are both in front of and behind the lens at every local network in the DMV and countless others throughout the United States. If we lose Prince George's Community Television, we not only lose a place for hands-on learning, but also the voice and connection that helps our community be informed and united. This is your station. Do not let your voice be silenced. Please contact the Prince George's County Council. Ask that PGCTV, the voice of the county, be saved and fully funded. Together, we can make a difference.
I'm a firefighter.
A teacher.
I'm a farmer. I'm a barber.
A waitress. A mom. We're all part of your community. Every day we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life. It's when you experience a moment of uncertainty, something or someone's behavior that doesn't seem quite right.
These are the moments to take a pause.
Because if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
It's not about paranoia
or being afraid.
It's about standing up and protecting our communities.
One detail at a time.
Because a lot of little details can become a pattern.
We
trust our instincts.
Just like you should.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.